extra.
I'm so like, you don't understand how excited I'm for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see people like join
the discussion. Because honestly, I think it's a very debatable thing. I had people DMing me like, it's cheating, or like, no, it's not cheating. And I'm like,
yeah, everyone was in my DMs the same thing. They were like, everyone was giving their full input. Like,
yeah,
I think it's cheating because there was this man. Wait, I texted you guys about it. There was this man who DM'd me. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about last episode, which you guys have already seen. By the time this episode is up, and the question about like whether or not asking for a threesome or thinking about cheating is cheating. And I had this man DM me after I posted on my story this like long paragraph about how it is cheating to think about cheating. I was like, okay, like, you single? Like, for you to have that mindset is pretty attractive. Like,
that's hot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So you're not gonna think about cheating.
So this is a secure relationship.
He was giving me what I've never had. I was like, give it to me.
Give it to me. Give it to me. No, honestly, and then there's some people who like brought up a good question. They were like, if does it matter like who initiated it? Like, I think it was like, does it matter if it's a guy or a girl like that they want to bring on, or like if
I feel like both are just as weird. Like, hey, can we bring another dude for a three?
I'd be like questioning your sexuality.
Yeah, like if you haven't told me you're bi and you're saying that, then I would be like, if you have that desire, maybe like you should go and see if that's maybe all you want. Yeah. Like, imagine being in a relationship with a girl thinking you're straight and all of a sudden you have desires to bring another man on board. I would be like, you have to explore like more of that. Like, you don't even know what's there. Like, what if, because there's so many people who think they're straight and they're like, wait, I was gay. Yeah. Or I was lesbian.
Interesting.
But there was someone who said something like, what did they say? They said there was a girl who was like, I guess this is important though. Context of the question is important, but I feel like with the way we were saying it, there was almost no context, so you wouldn't assume there was context. But this is valid to me. If you have someone in mind, I would assume it's cheating because that person has been in your life and you've looked at them a certain way and continued to engage with them, which that I agree, right? Unless, by the way, there's people who like obviously like are okay with having threesomes. There's relationships like that, and they don't consider it cheating. They're just like open sexually. But like, if you have a girl in your life who's present in your life and you just want to have a threesome with that girl, it's like, wait a second, why are you having these desires about her and continuing to talk to her? That's when I would be like, that's cheating.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's 100% cheating.
You know what's so crazy? After that podcast, my FYB page on my TikTok is like these scenarios.
Like, that's actually weird.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Yesterday, I was scrolling on TikTok and then a scenario came up and it was like, would you dump him if he had a fantasy girl? Like a girl, like a type of girl he fantasizes over?
And it's not me? Yeah.
And it's not me. Literally, bye. Or like, yeah, or like when he, like his entire feed is like these girls that don't even look like you.
Yeah, I would dump him. But it's not even, he's settling for me. He's always, if you have a type, like I don't have a type. Do you have a type?
No.
I don't have a type at all. A physical type, like literally zip. Like, I can find so many things on the spectrum attractive. Skinny, really buff, like tall, like not that tall, like but so if you have a specific type, right? There's some people who are hell bent, like blondes over brunettes. Like every blonde is so attractive to them, and you date and they settle for me and they date me and I find out that they have this hardcore type that's a blonde. You are gonna, like, in my opinion, you're always gonna be inadequate, like physically. Like they're always gonna see blonde and think that that would look better. Just especially if it's like that hell bent of a type. So if I dating someone and I find, dude, imagine that's like a really sad thing. Imagine going as far as like getting into a relationship with someone before you realize these things. That's like the worst part. It's like you get to know them and you don't hear anything, you don't know about all of this, and then you date them and all of a sudden you realize that their type is nothing like you. You're like, what am I doing here? It's like, I wish I knew that in the beginning, right? I've never experienced that, so I hope I don't. But I would 100% be like, bye.
Literally.
I'd be like, well, why are you even happy? You're not happy with me.
Yeah.
You're
like, I don't want to be with you
for right now.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. Like, personally, to me, it's like, if I'm with an individual, I don't find anyone else attractive.
Yeah.
Like, no one else in the world. Like, you could be, like, the number one rated attractive person in the entire world, scientifically speaking, and I still wouldn't find you attractive.
I agree.
Because in my eyes, it's like you are everything to me.
I agree.
Like, you are the most attractive person in this world to me.
I agree.
And it's because of how you treated me. It's because
Yes.
of all those things. It's not looks.
It has nothing to do with the way
With
that you look.
looks.
Like, I can date so many people who look so different from each other, but all of them have the same personality to me. Or at least, like, I believe they had the same personality. You get what I'm saying? That is what I'm the most attracted to. And what's it called? I agree with you. Like, I can acknowledge that people are good looking, right? Because some people say that there's no way you're always going to find other people attractive. But I don't like that statement because I genuinely will not find someone else attractive. I can acknowledge their attractiveness. Like, I can look at them, like, I can look at a model and
she's
I won't.
pretty.
Yeah, exactly. He's good looking. I wouldn't look at a model and be like, oh, they're ugly. I only have eyes for my man. That's extra and you're lying. I wouldn't find other people unattractive. But the thing is like, there's no pull. But because in general, there's, to me, and I'm assuming to you, but unfortunately, this is not most people. We don't have a pull to looks. Like, I'm telling you, like, if I'm single, right? I'm single. If I'm sitting in a room and, like, at a party and a really attractive guy walks in, or vice versa, like, you're a guy sitting in a room and a really attractive girl walks in, a lot of people will, what's it called, like, see someone really attractive and there's a pull. There's almost especially being single, there's a desire, like, oh, I want to get to know them. Oh my god, like, if it appeals to your eyes, you're immediately like, oh my goodness, I want to get to know them, I'm attracted. I swear to god, I don't have that.
Same.
A guy, even if I'm single, a guy will walk into the room and look like really good, like super good looking on paper by definition, and it's just an acknowledgement. Like, maybe I hear the door open, I look, I see him, I'm like, okay, good looking. Zero pull. That's why when people are like, would you ever approach a man? I'm just like, no, because just by looking at him, I will never have a desire to approach him. But let's say I semi-know a guy and I love who he is. I know about him. I've talked to him a little bit and I'm at a party and he walks through the door. Everything in me is like, I want to talk to him. I want, you know what I'm saying? Once that attraction is built off of like knowing who they are, that's when I'm like so attracted to this person. Like, they walk in the room and I'm like, damn, like, if it's at a party, I'm like, what can I do to be over there right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I make my way around this room right now? But it'll never be because of the way that they look.
Yeah.
I've got to know something about them. So that's why it makes it so easy to be in a relationship for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it should, in my opinion, if it's the right person, it should always be easy, like, to not have desires for other people. But it's like, those don't even exist when I'm single. So it's like, if I got to know you and I loved you so much to be like, yeah, like, I want to make you my boyfriend and you want to make me your girlfriend, bro, like, zero, you have zero to worry about. Like, zero. It's like, people will annoy me if they try to talk to me.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm like, get out.
Especially
You ain't my man, get out.
Exactly. Like, another man, like, even slightly implications of like interests. I'm just like, please don't ever talk to me again.
Yeah.
Not even like that. I just zero. Like, I will never
I'm not
respond
interested.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, just that's how
I'm
it is.
not interested.
Yeah, I'm just like not interested in having this conversation. It's like when someone brings up an argument with you for the 100th time, you're like, I'm just not gonna have this right now.
Yeah.
That's literally what it feels like. It's not petty. It's not intentional. It's not malicious. It's like they just talk to you and you're just like, please don't come up on my phone again.
Literally.
It's like an annoyance that they even thought
Yeah.
they could compare, you know? But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm not sure if most people are like that. Oh, I think, I don't know. I think that's hard to come by, but it's not impossible.
I feel like, personally, if my man, like, was attracted to, like, other girls in that way, like, I would break up with him immediately. Like, if he was that type of person.
Okay, but how
He's
would you?
not our type of person.
Let me tell you something.
I feel like if they change their behavior, like, you could sense, if you're with someone, if they kind of slightly change their behavior around, like, a specific type, then I'm like, you're gone.
Wait, what do you mean? Elaborate.
Like, they're not that lovey-dovey with you, or, like, they'll act like they're a little bit single, like, move away from you.
Oh, that's so different, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, that's so different, though. Imagine having a boyfriend and you go out in public next to, like, these girls and he's just acting like you're not his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Zero chance I even try to have a conversation with you.
Literally.
Yeah, that's different. But, like, how would you know that he's finding other girls attractive?
I feel like you just know.
No.
I feel like you just know.
No, not in public when his behaviors change, yes. But, like, if he goes to the market, sees a girl and thinks, like, oh, my God, she's so attractive, and then just comes back home and just controls what he thinks, you would never know.
True.
You would never know. I believe in gut feelings, bro, because, like, you know how I am with my gut feelings. Like, every time I've had an intuitive feeling,
It's been right.
yeah, especially about, like, even in relationships, you ever, like, just, like, date someone and, like, you just feel something is wrong and all of a sudden you just get, like, information and you're just like,
you're
what?
like, oh, I knew it. I knew I was right.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. But like it's sad because a lot of the things that we find undesirable, right, like we would never really know.
And also, like, I think that's one thing that we should talk about, like your gut feeling, your intuition.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
It's so stupid. But I think your intuition grows. Like, I'm gonna say something.
When you become self-connected with yourself.
Yes, like you can't just bank on intuitive feelings when you haven't really worked on yourself, because there's too much to be healed. Your gut could be leading you incorrectly because your mind isn't fully healed. You haven't spent enough time to understand what is your gut feeling, or is that anxiety, or is that panic, or is that excitement? You know what I'm saying? Like, or is those butterflies? Like, you have to get to know yourself on such a deep level so that you are so aware of your emotions that, like, you know when there's like I feel like we sound so crazy, but I swear to God, your body tells you messages.
Yes.
Especially when you spend a lot of time with somebody and you're in relationships. Like, when you spend a lot of time with somebody and you get to know them and all these things about them, I swear to God, I believe people become connected. Just like I could believe I could become connected with you. It has nothing to do with like romantic, right? So it's like, after you do all that, I swear to God, your gut will be telling you things about them, like all the time, like in so many different ways. Like, there's bad ways, like where you have like this gut feeling that they're doing something like that's gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Or there's even like, let me explain, like I have felt like when I get to know someone really, really deeply, I swear to God, sometimes I have this pull like to just like, and when I have listened to it, it's been correct, and it's not like it happens all the time, but it's like I have this pull just to check in on them sometimes. And they're like having a rough day.
Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah. Like something in my mind and my gut is just like, just
call them.
Yeah, hit them up. See what's up. And I hit them up and they're just having a rough time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's like in a positive way, but also in like an alerting way. Like, your body will tell you when somebody, like, the thing is like, let's say I'm doing you dirty. It's not like we're psychic. I don't like, I mean, maybe people could be psychic. I don't know. Like, I don't think too much into those things, but let's say me and you are like connected, like, okay, we've hung out so much, like we know so much about each other, like you can't lie to me, like you can't walk into a room and be like, I'm having a good day. I'll know when you're having a bad day. Like, we understand each other, right? And you do something to me dirty, like, the thing is like, if you have any kind of a conscience, like if you're not a sociopath, right, like those are probably the only people, like, if you might not be able to read well, like something about your behavior, even if I don't consciously notice it, my subconscious will notice something about your energy will change in my presence. Something, and I think your
like a coldness or like a warmness or something.
Yeah, exactly. Not even like literally like that energy, but it's more of like, if I did something wrong to you, right, the next time I see you, you don't think that's on my mind. Like, you don't think that I know that what I did, right? So it's like, no matter what, if I'm observant enough to notice that you're moving different, you're speaking different, you might not be, right? Like, you might be like, it might be eating you up in your head, but you're just like playing it cool. Swear to God, something you're doing is different. If I sit next to you and I'm feeling internally tense, I swear to God, you would be able to pick up on it if you're really close to me, even if I'm doing a good job physically showing it. So it's like, when someone does you like that, or like their behavior, whether it's in the physically in front of you or through a phone, or you will pick up on it, even if it's your subconscious. And when it's your subconscious, that's when your gut's like, bing, and you're like, why does something feel off? And you don't know why. And then it starts to, and then you're just like, wait, this doesn't feel good. Like, that's your gut, like, yo, like something is wrong with this situation. And it's so crazy how accurate it is.
I think it's because like we humans are very observant with patterns.
Yes, that's so good.
So when you're hanging out with someone all the time, you notice how they act normally, like pattern-wise.
Even on a subconscious level.
Even on a subconscious level. Yeah. So when they are like acting a little sus, even if it's like one subtle thing, breaks the pattern, and subconsciously you're gonna recognize that.
Yeah. Even if it's not in front of you. Even if it's like imagine like you did me dirty and then I texted you, and like I would probably be able to like, I don't know, I guess like their texting's a little bit different, but I don't know, I just feel like it's so fast, like how like it just takes like
you could sense if something's wrong over text, which is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I was gonna say that I feel like it's all it takes is like some kind of like one interaction with them, for even like a slight interaction
to be confirmed.
Yeah, for your gut to just be like ding. And then it's just like, if you listen to it, it's
and
like...
they call them out like, what do you do?
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? Like, you ever feel like a crazy... Like, I swear to God, and this happens to me like years, for years, I'll get a gut feeling. First of all, my gut feeling is always right. Like, I swear to God, my gut feeling is always right. And I feel like so many girls say this, and then like I feel like boys say that, they're like, yeah, sure, like you guys are crazy, like you guys just think something and then get mad about it. But I swear to God, I've never thought something was wrong and nothing was wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel that way though. Sometimes I'm like, bro, like, am I just crazy? Like, why am I randomly feeling like something is wrong here? And then I would like submit those feelings, right?
Yeah.
And I will like suppress them, but without fail, every single time, like even through like college, I remember experiencing this so many times. Every single time, like my intuition is so spot on. And it's like whenever, I don't know if you feel like this. I feel like when I have a gut feeling that I ignore, like the universe will like slap me across the face with like evidence, like without me like asking for it, without me like. You get what I'm saying? Do you agree with that? Like, it's like if I have like a gut feeling about something, I will, positive or negative, if I ignore it, I will get like so many like signs about it. Like, let's say like I have a really intuitive feeling, like, imagine, like, okay, speaking of, remember the battery story? This is just like not positive nor negative, right? But my gut is telling me, bro, just grab some batteries, right? And I looked for it for like 2 seconds. I was like, fuck, I don't have batteries. Who cares? I threw it away. Like, who cares about that random message that I got in my head to buy batteries? And I'm brushing my teeth, and then again, it's like, bro, just like text Nona. Like, it's like these constant like messages. So then I text you and you're like, I don't have batteries. It's like, okay, I sit in my car and all of a sudden I don't have gas. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, these little like.
Yeah, and it's not enough gas. Like, I will drive with low gas, especially if it's like I'm coming to the podcast. I don't want to be like a little bit late.
Yeah.
I would drive just to you and then maybe fill up after, but I couldn't even get to you. So I had to go to the gas station. And while I'm sitting there, it's like, well, fuck it. The batteries are already here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like every time I have a gut feeling that I ignore.
It's like you ignore it, it's going to make the sign stronger and stronger.
Yeah, and it gives me a way to do or recognize exactly what it's telling me, whether it's in that moment or whether it's down the line. It's like I ignore it and then it's like something slams me across the face. It's like, now you don't have gas, so what are you gonna do? It's like, I'm gonna go to the gas station. And it's like, well, fuck it. Like, I know I need batteries. I don't have batteries. It's like, if I'm at the gas station and I know I don't have paper towels, I'm gonna buy paper towels just to make my life easier, right?
Yeah.
Also in like friendships, in relationships, like I get this gut feeling and I ignore it, and all of a sudden like everything falls into my lap. It's like, well, you ignored it, guess what? Like, look at this. It's like, no. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Like, damn it, I should have listened earlier.
yeah, so crazy.
I'm hurt.
So stupid.
Are you okay? I feel like you're in the sun and you're hot.
No.
Are you sure?
It feels a little bit warm, but I'm not super hot.
Okay. Because if you want, I'll bring it down and turn on the AC.
No, you're so sweet.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm good. And I'm
Okay.
sure like literally in 2 seconds it's gonna like get cloudy again. It does that, right? Like
Yeah,
the clouds shift
Mhm.
and it gets dark again. But yeah.
Literally. Okay, but I'm happy that we are on the topic of gut feelings,
Mhm.
okay?
I know you wanted to talk about something.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like, you know, like you're in your early 20s. Like, I'm just thinking about like what the purpose of life is. Like, what am I? Why are we on Earth? You know? And I feel like 2022 was like a huge like roller coaster of like self-discovery for me. I was just like really like getting to know me as a person. And it came down to like, what do I think the purpose of life is? And I think the purpose of life, it is for humans, connection. I think
Would
the
you
purpose
believe
of
me if I
life
was gonna-
is connection.
I wish I cut you off. To say connection. Would you believe me?
We're connected.
No, but I feel like you don't believe me. I wish I fucking interrupted you. Like, that pisses me off. I'm such an interrupter too, but I was like, I'm gonna let her have her moment because I'm trying not to do that as much. I'm trying not to interrupt people. But here's the thing: I do it out of passion. So like, but I feel like it could be annoying to some people. It's like some people be like, "Guess what I did at the mall? Like, guess what happened at the mall the other day?" I'm like, "You saw your ex," and they're like, "No." I'll be like, "You got it, fit a fight," and they're like, "No, like let me finish." I'm like, "Oh, okay," but it's not because of like being passionate. Yes, it's more of like I want to guess the outcome for some reason so bad. It makes me feel so good. I don't know what kind of brownie points I get in my head if I guess it correctly, but it's like a game for me. Someone's like, "Guess what I ate for dinner?" I'm like, "Eggs." But it's like there's a reason they're telling me they're trying to story tell. But I wish I interrupted you.
You could interrupt me anytime.
No, you're so cute.
You can interrupt me.
But I thought connection. Just know that I'm telling the truth.
And,
Okay.
and I think we're connected in that sense because like for us, connection is part of our job, right?
Wow.
social media, right?
Wow.
But let me tell you why I think the purpose of life is connection.
Okay.
Because, okay, this is going to be kind of crazy, so hold on tightly.
Okay.
Remember how we had that convo with Africa about quantum physics?
Yes.
And then we talked about how energy cannot be, in regards to Newton's like first law of theory about like whatever, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it could only be transferred. Okay, get that, right? Everything in this universe, everything in this life is created out of energy.
Yes.
Right? And connection is the transfer of energy, right? So what makes you feel good whenever you like do something for another human being and you feel connected, you feel good, right? Like, let's say that like you're helping a random individual out, or like you gave a compliment to an individual and like you feel that connection there, you feel good afterwards, right? I think the purpose of human like life is connection, because I feel like connection brings creativity, and creativity is what humans are known for. I think the purpose of connection and creativity like together is the reason why we have the society that we live in, and how we always evolve and we always like level up and create the futures that we have and find like all those stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But I think like when you feel satisfied in life is when you feel the most connected with everything around you.
When you have meaningful
Humans,
connections is when you're fulfilled.
nature,
Yes.
animal, that's when you feel fulfilled.
Yes, yes.
And I feel like for those who are lost, confused, depressed, anxious in this life, is because you've lost your connection
Yes.
to all to
Other
life,
forms of life, yes.
to all forms of life, you know? And I think it's so important, and I feel like it's not talked about because maybe it's not, people haven't brought awareness to it, but I feel like in this generation we're kind of in some sense gaining a lot of connection, but we're also losing the most vital parts of connection,
Like
which
this.
is physical. You know, we have social connection, but physical connection is a lot more. And I feel like that is why like depression and suicide levels are through the roof since 2020, since COVID hit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, imagine locking one of the most social beings that you and I both believe were destined to connect,
Yeah.
and isolating them. Obviously, like
Yeah.
it wasn't like, like on purpose, but it's more of like, of course that would drive like confusion, depression, like suicidal rates through the roof.
Yeah.
I do believe the meaning of life is connection, because I think that's a really good like way of debating that, because when you remove that from the equation, you get death, like for lack of better words. It's like life is no longer, like the meaning of life is connection, and it's proven because when we take that away, when we isolate beings, human
They
beings
go crazy.
they want to not be alive anymore. They lose their meaning of life, but you keep them around people who love them, who treat them right, who give to them, who animals who love them unconditionally, and they thrive, they continue to love life, they continue to want to live, to experience. But without that, it's like empty. It's so true.
So true. And then like this is evidence too, because let's go all the way back to like the first signs of human life back in caveman era and stuff like that. If we were isolated, if each human was for their own back then, we would not exist today.
Right.
We had to form communities, right? Societies in order to live. And that's because of connection.
Yeah.
You know? Which is crazy.
You know what's another thing? Like it's so I'm so happy that you and I have like the same outlook on almost everything, because it makes conversations
so juicy.
So juicy. So I've thought about this before as well, right? But what I would say, like, so you said the meaning of life, right? But I guess this is what I've always said. I've said the most beautiful thing about life. So in essence, the meaning of life, I agree with you, is connection. And I think that because like, so the same way like you're saying, like back in caveman era, we had to connect, right? To continue to thrive. Just like other animals did, right? Like we're mammals, right? But like, let me explain something that like always crosses my mind. What makes us different than other mammals? Like we technically won, like this planet is ours. Every other animal is sub us. Like they could not compete. Like we have left this planet and they don't even know how to speak languages, right?
Yeah.
We adopted a language, right? Our brain does not compare to theirs, right? And it evolved through time. It evolved through speaking. I don't know how we got to the point that we got specifically, but it was evolution, right? And it's crazy because we are the only animal that have this level of consciousness. We are the only, like, it's so beautiful because we are the only forms of life that can connect like this. Like, everyone else's connection is fighting for each other, like bringing food for each other, like lions to lions, bears to bears. Like, I can sit down and have this conversation with you. Like, you have so many thoughts in your head that I can spend a lifetime of trying to learn them and I wouldn't even finish. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, the fact that I can connect with you and speak with you and think and we can have conversations and we can have thoughts and that's magic. Like, that's why I believe connection is the most beautiful thing on this planet, because that's what makes us so magical, that we have this conscious, like, our brain is so magical. The fact that we can think these things, the fact that we can even, like, think about what's the meaning of life. Like, no animal is thinking that. They can't. They don't even have the capacity to.
But what if they can, but we just don't know?
No, their brains don't work like ours.
But okay, but in regards to connection, I kind of disagree.
Let me hear it.
Because dogs can connect with us.
Yeah, but not like that. Like, can you ask, like...
Yeah. I mean, they can't communicate with us, but you feel them. Like, when you're sad and you're crying, connection. They come and they try to make you happy.
Yes, 100%.
You know?
I agree with you. I
think there's like obviously a degree to it.
That's exactly what degrees
to
like communicating and connection. Yeah. But I agree. Like, even with you saying you're connecting with nature, I genuinely believe there is a connection there when you allow it to be. Like, but you're not speaking to these trees. These trees have no thoughts. Like, they're not talking back to you, but they're alive.
They could feel the energy.
Yeah, anything that is alive feels energy and you can form a connection with it, right? So I was talking about this on my stream the other day, right? Like, you know how, like, I feel like, especially when people go through traumas and they go through things that they need to heal from, they isolate to heal. And we talked about this the other day, that I think I talked about this with you, that your healing you can do alone, but you can't do all of your healing alone.
Yeah, we talked about it.
You need some of your healing to be with other people. So if you just keep trying to heal, and you're all alone and you just never get in a relationship and you never talk to friends and you never heal that way, you will never fully heal. There's some healing you need to do through other people, unfortunately. Like, someone has to love you correctly for you to heal and believe that you deserve that love, right? So a lot of people get caught up in this, like, this isolation and whatever, and they're so happy and they're content with themselves that they're just like, I'm so happy by myself. And I'm willing to argue you will never get the full experience of life without connection. Like, even if you are so happy by yourself, you say you are so happy, and I believe that because I'm happy by myself, you are, in my opinion, sub happy. Like, you will never live life to its full potential, its full meaning, until you bring other people into the equation. And there's a connection, and there's a community, and there's a family, and there's connections and bonds that I think humans were meant to have. Like, we have these elaborate feelings and thoughts, and they're meant to be shared with other people. They're meant for other people to understand them. They're meant for conversations to happen so that our connections are deeper than anything we've ever experienced before. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the most beautiful part about life, the biggest meaning, is finding connections to live life through with you. Like, a partner, animals, connecting with nature, all of these connections need to be present. Like, just alone, yeah, you could be content and you could think I'm happy, but I'm willing to argue that, like, if you took someone who felt that way alone and you gave them really beautiful, healthy, loving people in their lives, loving animals, and you connected them with nature, all the forms of life, and you gave them those beautiful connections, they would be like, I'm feeling a happiness I never felt before. Like, full fulfillment. Like, you know, nothing lacking. I feel like we were destined to connect.
I agree.
Right?
I think it's a beautiful thing.
I think, yeah, it really is. It really, really, really is. Like, to even...
But again, it comes with trust.
And vulnerability.
And vulnerability.
Yeah, 100%. And there's people who are, like... The thing is like, people go through experiences, and like there's people who are gonna take advantage of your connection with them, and there's people who aren't gonna take advantage. But like, I don't think you should ever lose sight of how the beauty of connection. And eventually there's gonna be someone that admires you and connects with you in such a way where you understand that connection is fulfilling.
Period.
It doesn't take away. It fills your cup like you fill theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like a best friend. Like, it's so cute to think about the fact that like your best friend wants to tell you every single thing that happened during her day.
I love
It's so cute that like you're not even with her when she's doing anything, and she wants to text you at the end like, guess what happened? It is so fulfilling to know that somebody else on this planet values your existence as much as you value your own. Like, that's when you're like, I belong here. And the more you form connections like that, the more you feel connected to this earth, the meaning of life. Like, that's the more you feel alive. You're like, I have a purpose. Like, but when you just love yourself and your existence, that's step 1, I think. There's like 10 steps. Like, you need other people, and you need to like allow them to love you as much as you love yourself. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, it makes me want to go run out and just like talk to everyone.
Yeah, when I get, dude, that's so funny. When I get in these moods, like when I go to the grocery store, I'm like, morning.
Good morning. How are you?
And people are like,
Let me tell you what, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to blame her because maybe she was busy and she wasn't thought, but like, when I went to the elevator, I don't go on my phone when I'm on the elevator. Like, I try to like make conversation with everyone, you know? And that's like where I live, like everyone does that. Like, I've noticed that like people like to talk over here on this side of town. But I got on the elevator and there was this young girl. She looked like she was like in her early 20s, and she was just on her phone. And like, I walk in and I always say hi. I'm like, hi. No response.
dude.
So awkward.
Did she have earphones in?
No. And I felt so hurt, but I was like, maybe she didn't hear me.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
I think that's, if she heard you, that's super rude. But to play devil's advocate and also make you feel a little better,
maybe she didn't hear me.
I can tunnel vision so hard. Especially like, let's say I'm like having
She's in focus.
Yeah, like let's say I'm having a bad day or something's on my mind. I could literally like hear nothing, see nothing except the thing that I'm looking at. And I swear it happens so often to the point where like I'm just like this and someone's like, hello, for the 5th time. I'm like, what? So I can believe that that's the case. If not, like, I'm sorry. You just got straight ignored.
Yeah, no, literally. I was like thinking about that. Like, it bothered me so much that it's been 2 days has passed, and I'm like, damn, she really didn't say hi to me.
Dude, I think about shit like that for days as well. That's funny.
Like, that's so rude. But then, you know, I'm gonna play devil's advocate as well and say that she was like busy in thought, because she seemed like she was just like in thought or something like that.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'll forgive her.
Yeah, I always do that devil's advocate thing, even if it doesn't make sense. Like, bro, like I do this thing like to stop. Like, I don't get mad when I drive. Do you get road rage?
Hell no.
I don't get
Like, I'd rather not die. You know, in my head, I'm like, maybe they're in a rush to save someone, or a hospital, or someone's dying, or they need to pee.
Wait, like, are you like literally like split from my soul into two? It makes no sense. That's literally what I was about to say, that I play devil's advocate when people drive crazy in front of me, even when it doesn't make sense. Like, someone will speed, cut me off, flip me off. I'm like, maybe he's going to the hospital.
Yeah, literally. Maybe something bad happened.
Yeah.
And I pray for them. I'm like, yeah, I hope, you know, the universe takes care of them.
Dude, me too. Like, for me, like, because I've honestly been in that position once, and that's all it took for me to be like, okay, I'm never gonna get mad when someone drives like crazy around me. Because like, I was on the freeway racing to go to the hospital because my best friend's brother was in the hospital. He was totally fine though. It ended up being okay. But like, I was racing the entire time. I kept thinking like, emergency lights on, going super fast, cutting everyone off, and I just kept thinking, I wish I could put a sign on my car. This is what I kept, that like, I'm going to the hospital, and then people would understand, because I felt really bad, and I wanted people to give me space and let me go through fast as hell. So I kept thinking that the entire time. I was like, I wish people understood. So now, like, anytime someone's driving crazy, I'm like, I never know. Like, they're literally like break my glass window, be like, fuck you, bitch. I'm like, maybe your mom's in the hospital.
No, literally though.
No, literally.
I feel like people who road rage like at others when they're something, you know, they're speeding, I think that's stupid. Because then you're ruining your day, ruining their day even more.
Yeah.
And like, God forbid, people are crazy. What if they like shoot you up and like follow you and stuff like that?
That scares me.
People are crazy. Like, it's always best to keep calm in situations like that, and you know, play the devil's advocate. And not take it too hard. They don't know you. You know, like how. They don't know anything about you. How are you?
Like, why are you offended about why someone doesn't know you is like flipping you off?
Yeah, like a random.
Yeah, I'm like so terrified that someone like has like a gun, because people get mad. Some people like road rage is crazy. So like, if someone literally, I've had that experience like
people
once.
Died because of road rage.
Exactly, like literally, like you get mad at them, they just pull up the gun and they shoot you. So like, I literally like, if I swear to God, like someone could literally flip me off, and I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh my bad, sorry. New driver. I just fake like I rolled down my window. Sorry, I'm blind. Like, literally, I'm so terrified. I'm so submissive in that moment, dude. Like, that's the only thing that scares me. Like, weapons, like people having weapons. Like, I will literally like submit. Like, if you get mad at me in your vehicle, like, you're right, I'm wrong.
Literally, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know, literally. You know what my mom told me? she told me this when I first got my driver's license, that my grandpa, okay, taught her that when you're driving, think that everyone around you is a bad driver. Just think that everyone around you is a bad driver.
Wait, for what reason? Just to be cautious?
Just to be cautious.
Yeah.
You know? And also when someone does something crazy, you're not like, idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's actually really good. Just
Yeah.
to like expect nothing from people.
Nothing from people.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
facts. That's facts. I honestly, I realize that I check myself a little bit like that sometimes. Like, I will, dude, I swear, like, every time I try to fall out of character, because normally I genuinely think it takes a lot to actually piss me off. It takes a lot to annoy me, irritate me, right? So, like, I will, like, every time I'm about to fall out of character, like, I just had a really bad day and I'm getting in my car for some reason, like, when I never get irritated, everyone is irritating me on the road, right? Like, I get checked immediately. Like, so it's things like that check me all the time. Like, I will literally, like, be on the freeway and someone driving 40 miles per hour and I'm having a bad day and my mind is about to get irritated. It's like, why is this person driving on the 40 on the freeway? And I'll switch lanes and it's like this 80-year-old man.
And you're like,
I'm like, bro, he's just a bad driver. Like, his like motor skills are like deteriorating.
yeah.
Like, and as soon as I see that, like, it makes me almost laugh. I'm just like, I can't believe I almost got mad about that.
Yeah.
It's like, I get this voice in my head that, like, or like, literally, I'm telling you, like, the universe will always check me. Like, every time I want to fall out of alignment with who I want to be, like, I'm about to get irritated, and it's just like, bro, of course he's a little bit of a bad driver. He's been doing it for like 90 years, like almost a century. Like, he's gonna be a little bit of a bad driver. Like, I can't believe he's on the road. Like,
Damn.
like, he's doing more than I could probably be doing at 90. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it makes me laugh. Like, yeah, it's true. Like, to think that, to expect less from people around you, especially in situations like that, or even like sometimes, like, when I was younger, I used to get like, I'm a quick worker. Are you? Like, when I'm alone, I take my time. Like, I'm just peaceful. There's nothing to rush me. But I'm talking like most of the time, like, I do things quickly. Like, if I have a task, I complete it fast. But it's always because when I was younger, I remember my mom used to hate when I would do things slowly. Like, for example, like, if she was like, can you put these towels away? And she would come and I was just like, dee, dee. She'd be like, I could do it really fast. And then, like, I guess from a young age, it got to me like that.
Yeah.
So only rarely ever will I do things slowly. But most of the time, I'm just like I can get through things quickly. So when I was young, especially, came from probably my mother. Yeah. When I would see someone do a task slowly, like, for me, I would almost feel like give it to me. I would almost feel that. And sometimes I was just like, maybe they're just not as efficient at this task. Like, maybe they have a task that they can do faster than me. Yeah. But I'm looking at them now and I'm just like, I would do that so much faster. It used to like tick me off. But then I would think like, okay, maybe they're just not as good at it. Like, whatever it is, like, maybe they can just like, they take a little bit longer to do this. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Like, it's such weird things that like can irritate somebody.
Literally.
You know?
I like how you put that. Because honestly, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what? Like, I think this is a foreign, like, family thing. Like, I know so many, I don't know if that's where yours probably comes from, but like, I know so many people in like Armenian households that will say the same joke that their mothers will do. Like, and this is like 100% my entire life. Like, my mom, I will go in my kitchen to help my mom with something and she'll just see me doing it. Just be like, all right, just let me do it. And just, like, really super fast. Yeah. Or like she'll be cooking and I'll be like, let me come help you cook, and I'll be in there for like 2 minutes before she's like, no, let me just do it. And she'll be like, blah, blah, blah. So I have that in me. Like, sometimes, like, not anymore, but I definitely had that in me way, like, a lot when I was like a couple or 3 years ago. Like,
but you're saying about how your Middle Eastern's mom.
Yeah, this is like on the topic, but I don't know what you think. Like, do you want to be a mom?
No.
Oh, right, we talked about this. You don't. You're always like, I don't want kids. Yeah. So I wouldn't say that it's my like destiny. There's some people who literally think like I was destined. Some people have that calling. Yeah. They're like, I was destined to be a mother. They feel like they know that they were. But I know that I really, really love kids, and I know that I really, really love the idea of family. And I know that I really, really love the way my mom was a mother. And I remember even growing up, and sometimes my mom would like do things, and I would be like, oh my God, like, what a mom. Like, I could, that would make me feel so loved. So I've always, even from a young age, been like, I'm so excited to be a mom like my mom. I'm so excited to be like, to grow up, and like, I would always ask my mom, like, why do you do this? Or how do you do this? Like, I've always wanted to, like, even from a young age, like, replicate the love she gave me. Right? So I even realized that, like, you know, because obviously no parents are perfect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's little things that, like, I see but they're not like extremely like traumatic experiences. Like, for example, this the kitchen story, or like the things of like, let me grab it and let me do it, right? I think about it now, and I think about like me adopting that patience for someone doing a task slower than I'm gonna do it, it is gonna allow like me to be a gentle parent, to be honest. Because think about it, like when you have a kid who's barely learning motor skills, for example, like, or a kid who's barely learning like what the kitchen is, they're gonna want to help you with tasks, and 99% of the time they're gonna be incredibly bad at it. Just like you were saying, like just think about everyone around you is a bad driver. And for me to learn everything that I do, is the reason I asked you if you want to be a mother is like a lot of the times when I think about being a better person, I'm always like, oh, it's because I want to be a better mother, I want to be a better partner, and I want to be like a better sister. Those are like the 3 things that I think of. So when I like learned to sort of like let go of that, like let me do it because I could do it faster, a big part of me was like, this is really going to be good for like when I'm a mother, because I'm going to deal with a kid who is just like bad. Like honestly, they're just bad at everything. Kids are barely learning how to do anything. So they're going to start off like really terrible at everything that they do. They're going to start off terrible walking. They're going to start off terrible filling cups with water. They're going to spill it everywhere. And it takes a lot of patience. And it takes a lot of allowing people to be extremely slow, which is something that I had to learn to do. And it's also like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like I even experienced this in relationships. Like sometimes, like for example, but the thing is like someone even offering to do something with you or do a task for you and them just being really bad at it is still such like, there's a positive to it. That's like love. Isn't that like, it's like if I'm cooking, right? And then my partner goes, oh wait, you think I can help you cut the carrots? And he's just so bad at cutting the carrots and it's taking him like 36 minutes. Instead of being like, oh my God, I could have done it faster, it's more of like, that's so cute. Like he can't even cut carrots and he's trying to cut carrots. Just like with like the kid, it's like, you know, like instead of like, oh my God, I would have been done with this meal an hour ago, it's more like now there's like a positive outlook to it. It's like, oh my God, you're this bad at cutting carrots.
But you still want to do it.
Yeah, like you had no idea how to hold the knife, but you want to do this with me. So I think like it translates to like, I don't know, like, I don't even know where I was going with this, but it's more of like little things that like you work on will translate so to like a bigger picture of things. You know what I'm saying? Like even that one little comment of like just allowing people around you just to be bad at tasks, because it's like not everyone's going to excel at something. You know what I mean? Like, and it gives a lot of like acceptance and patience to people around you. Even when like people don't deserve it, like on the freeway when someone's about to like get super mad at you. It's like, oh, maybe you're just a shitty driver. Literally. So I just basically talked about like what I would consider like a bad habit or trait of mine that I tried to work over. Do you have any? Like I want to go back and forth on like bad habits or traits that we've broken away from, but that took time.
Here, generational.
Yeah, or like just literally like you recognize that, like for example, like I was very irritable before.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How did you break it? What was the process of breaking it?
When I was young, I used to get angry really quickly. Okay. And it was only towards my brother. Like he would do something simple. Like, okay, with me, it's like
me with my sister, by the way.
Literally, my brother he's slow in everything that he does.
Look,
okay?
it's happening. Yeah.
So in everything he does. Let's say I want him to go grab a cup of water for me. It'll take him 10 minutes to go grab.
Dude, it's like, I'm telling you,
walking.
It's triggerable.
It's like with us, it's like when we get up from our sister, we're like this, right?
Yeah.
My brother would be like this.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. Can I tell you something?
Why does it take you so
He's
long?
more at peace than we'll ever be. He's just like so nerveless.
So
There's like zero nerves in his body. He's just like just living. Like, and we're like, gotta get the water. Like, if anything, like we can learn from him. Someone's like, I want water. I'm like, I'll get it for you right now. It's like, relax.
But with him, it's like he takes. Oh my God, we used to fight so much.
Yeah.
So much. Because in high school, I got my driver's license first and we would go, right? And like with me, it's like everything's on time for me. It's like I've always been a routine person. It's like by 7, we're out of the house.
That's so funny. That's my sister and I'm the opposite. I'm more of like, just chill. Like,
no,
we'll get there when we get there.
That's my brother. But then it came to the point that I had to drive him to school with me, okay? Our classes were synced, okay?
Oh, and he would make you late?
Oh.
Me with my sister?
No, listen. I tell him, Amir, we're leaving in 10 minutes, okay? Get everything done. You have 10 minutes before you have to get in the car. And he's like, okay, tell me why. The second that we have to go, he's like, I need to use the restroom. And you know what? He wakes up earlier than all of us.
Because it takes him longer. He's just cruising through life. I love Amir.
You didn't want to use the restroom the past 3 hours that you've been up now.
Like, what if you think you're like, I've used the restroom 3 times, I've made 3 breakfasts, I folded my clothes, did the laundry, right? Like in like 10 minutes, you're working hypers, like 2 times speed. He's just chilling, dude.
Like, bro, we gotta go. And it's like, back then, it's like, when I was young, I had really bad anxiety, like really bad anxiety. And then with me, it's like I had to park in the upper lot so it's closer to the door. You know, like I had to.
What is this, in UCLA?
No, this is like high school.
Okay.
And then like when I like at school, it's like even if you're 5 minutes late, you're fucked because everyone's there now and you can't get a spot.
Oh,
So
I get
that's
it.
how
I get
was,
it. Yeah.
You know? And he would take his sweet time. But then like now I admire him so much. Like back then I was get so angry at him. We would start so many arguments. And I was like, why are you so slow?
But now there's a peacefulness to it, right?
But now I'm like, I'm gonna learn from you.
Like, why am I in a rush?
Why am I in a rush? Like, honestly, like, it is what it is. It is what. No, I'm like him. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking my time,
dude.
Yes, 10 minutes, like whatever. You know.
And you don't realize, dude. I swear to God, we're so young. Like the effects of living life on edge 24/7, when we don't have to be, we will see those effects way later. Like I swear, the stress that puts on your body, the cortisol levels, like it's unnecessary.
Stress
just
is the
to
number one cause of all diseases.
Yes, and when you live like that,
or majority.
Like I used to live like that. My sister used to lives like my sister's on edge. Like if there's like we have to be somewhere by like 8, she's worrying by like 4 p.m. dude. Like don't forget we have to be there at 8. Don't forget we have to be there at 8. And like I get it because a lot of the times honestly like I'm late. Like but that's like a me problem. I also swear it's like my ADHD. Like sometimes like I have so much time that it makes me think I have so much time until I don't have enough time. It's like so weird. Like my brain like is at 4 p.m. It's like, oh my God, 4 hours till 8. I can do everything in the world. I have so much time. And I keep thinking that and my mind never like switches off of that. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I have to leave in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But to constantly be in that level of like on edge, rushing, like blah blah blah, it's like you are stressing all the time without even realizing it, right? So there's a sense of like I admire like peaceful energies where someone's just like unbothered and just like it is what it is.
Like you're so connected.
Yeah, it's like
you're so in tune and living the present.
Yeah, it's being present because everyone else who's really on edge is like thinking about like when they have to be out the door the entire time. But that person is more of like, I'm gonna put my feet on the floor. Maybe you can make a breakfast first. They're like sewing their breakfast when they're cooking it. They're not even thinking about the time, you know? And he wakes up 3 hours earlier to make sure he can do all of that. You know, like he knows he doesn't want to consider the time. So he wakes up earlier just to vibe out.
Yeah, literally.
Like it's so perfect. I admire it. I admire it.
Who do you think has impacted you the most in your life and why?
Impacted me? Wait, that's such a good question. I feel like I treat every single person in my life as a lesson. I feel like I'm so analytical. Like the way my brain works, like a lot of times like people have impact on me probably without even realizing. Like the things they do, that like I'm like so observant and I journal so much. So it's like I reflect on so many experiences with people. So it's like almost everyone has had an impact on me, but probably my mom.
Why?
I just think that I think my mom was just my dad was also a great father. My mom was just like a great, like, my mom, dude, like, taught me. There was things that, like, I also learned from my mom, like, almost like what she did, I was just like, I wouldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like the getting in a rush for a kitchen. It's not that it's extremely bad, but it's just like, I also know that she lived her own life of her mother treating her like that. So that's why she has those, that, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing comes from like a malicious place ever, right? And it's not even that bad. It did nothing horrible to me. But what I mean is like, every single thing my mom did to me, for me, was the greatest lessons. Like all of the, like my mom taught me what love was, like unconditional love. And what's crazy is like, she used to always say, or like not always, but I remember her telling me this one time. She was like, her mom passed away, right? So she was talking about her mom and she was saying, like, if you guys think that I'm a good mother, why am I gonna cry about this? Aww. She was like, if you think that I'm a good mother, dude, if I cry, I'm gonna be so annoyed. But I'm just not gonna be able to speak.
You're so, let them out, let it out.
No, I don't want to cry because I have like blush on.
Yeah, I'll go get tissue.
No, I'm good. I'll just take a moment. But she said, if you think that I'm a good mother, like I'm not even half the mother my mom was. And my mom was like, I used to think to myself, like, oh my God, if I'm even a fraction of a like mom that my mom was, I'm a good mom. And my mom was like, if you met my mom, like, I'm not even half of I was like, that's so, like, I can only imagine, right? But my mom taught me with like, dude, like, my mom is the type of person, I swear to you, and I feel like a lot of mothers would be this way, but not all mothers. If I told my mom right now, like, I promise you, you have to take your own life for me to live, my mom would not hesitate. Like, that's, my mom is the type of person, like, she, like, unconditional love. Like, my mom would literally, like, chop off her right leg if that meant that, like, I lived a better life. Dude, like, I'm gonna cry.
Can I hug you? You want to hug?
No, I'm gonna cry even more if you hug me.
Really? Can I go get a tissue for you?
This is really good. But, okay, I'm done crying, I promise.
You're so cute. Oh.
But yeah, my mom was a good mom. I'm talking about my mom like in the past tense, no bueno. But yeah, she's like, yeah, my mom is like, she taught me, I was gonna say patience, she did not teach me patience. But my mom lived her life on edge, like, I understand her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she lived on edge, like in Armenia, like, it's so different for like girls in Armenian culture, like, you have to be like perfect human beings, you know, like, so she's not really patient, to be honest. But like, my mom, like, it just taught me like love, taught me like what it means to constantly care about someone. And I think that influenced me the most. Like, she made me selfless. My mom made me super selfless. I think she's selfless to a fault, and I feel like maybe sometimes I am as well, but I would rather that than selfish. And she taught me that, which I think is like what impacted me the most, for sure. Who do you think has the most impact on you? And if you can't make up your mind, like, you could say like multiple people.
I think, you know what's crazy? I didn't think anyone impacted me for the longest time, but my dad changed a lot. So my parents are divorced, right? After the divorce happened, this is why I used to believe that people can't change. I believe that once they are who they are who they are to the end of time. But my dad completely changed as a human.
Wow.
Like 180 change, okay? I think since he's changed, he's taught me so much in my life.
About character development.
About character, everything. How to just be a better person. He is so zen.
Your
like,
dad
literally.
gives those vibes like so much.
My brother's always been zen, okay?
Yeah.
My dad is so zen.
Yeah, he is.
He's so connected. He's so kind, caring, genuine, you know? And I think like his lessons have taught me a lot about like life, you know? As someone who was like always on edge, and I always felt like I was like behind, or like I had like the worst anxiety known, like to me, obviously.
Yeah,
not to
of
my
course.
friend, but like I had the worst anxiety. Like I would sweat so much, and I used to like shake like a lot, like just being out in public, you know? But like he's taught me that like don't take life seriously, you know? Like he always says like everything's so temporary, and like I used to like freak out because I'm like, what do you mean temporary? Like I'm not gonna have anything that I have right now. But like that's kind of a relief in some sense that everything's so temporary. He like taught me to like money, like all of this. It's like it's gonna come and go. Yeah, it's gonna help you live a good life, but like don't let it consume you
and take away from what life's supposed to be.
Yeah, he taught me the value of like family. I didn't really have a family growing up, you know? Like first of all, I'm an immigrant, came here. All of my family members were not here. Like Christmas, anything. It was just me, my mom, my dad, and my brother. And then when the divorce happened, it's like I didn't have my mom or my dad. I only had my brother, you know, during that time.
It was one or the other.
It was one or the other. So like after that happened, and then after him changing, he really taught me like the value of family, and like how important it is to always stay connected to your family, and how important it is to like just love life in all forms, you know? And like and he always said bad days are good because you wouldn't know good days without the bad.
Yeah.
Like you won't understand. Like he's not pessimistic anymore. He used to be pessimistic, but he's the most optimistic individual known to mankind.
What did he
now.
do to change? Does he talk to you about like what actions he took?
So when the divorce happened, my dad lost everything. Everything. And I think like he hit low in life, so low, that he was like, okay, it's only up from here.
Yeah.
And then he really like, I think he realized that he lost everything, and he wanted
to change
so
it doesn't happen.
get everything back, so it doesn't happen ever again, you know. So I
Mhm.
think like that, when that happened, it like really, I think you're getting a phone call.
It's spam. Do you get these? Like I literally get random
Yeah,
numbers
from
all
Irvine
day.
recently.
I get them from the UK, Irvine,
I'm
Rivers. Like
what the heck? It's like a name too. It's like da 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 da.
I've never had names, but I get these random locations where I know that it's spam, and it's
Yeah.
all day, dude. But yeah,
So weird. Yeah. Anyways, I think he really influenced me, and like the second person to influence me a lot is my brother. Like I really look up to my brother, and it's so crazy because he's 2 years younger than me. But my brother has taught me so much. Like he makes me want to become a better person.
what has he taught you?
Patience.
Yeah,
Patience, and to stay dedicated, and just balance. Like he's so wise for his age. Like honestly, if I had to put a rank, I think I'd put my brother first.
yeah.
Yeah, he's my best friend. He's my everything.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the reason your brother would come first as well is because since he's your age, there's probably more verbal communication.
Yeah.
With your dad, he's influenced you observationally, right? Like you saw his character development. He's probably spoken to you, of course, about like being patient, like experiencing life in the moment, money comes and goes. But there's more verbal with your brother, right? So that's probably why the influence is greater. With your
Yeah.
dad, it's more of like, I see his changes and it's inspiring. But with your brother, you guys are probably talking a lot,
Yeah.
right? So that's where like exchange and like him influencing you more comes. But
Yeah.
that's honestly so beautiful.
Yeah.
That your brother and your dad do that for you.
Yeah, no, definitely it would be my brother first.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
without a
love
doubt.
that. Yeah, I can confirm 100%. Your dad is super zen and your brother is like so
zen.
sweet. Like
So, bro, they meditate together.
like
Like,
that's so gold.
It's so crazy because like my brother and my dad are so connected. It's funny. Like they'll literally like just like I'll come in and then I just see my mom, my dad, and my brother just sitting down, just quiet, just in the zone, like meditating.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you guys
That's so
doing?
cute. They meditate every day together.
They meditate. Yeah, I don't know about every day, but I've seen them meditate together.
That's like
and then
so
they'll like tell
wholesome.
me like, come join. I'm like, okay.
Wait, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Look at the power of meditation.
Yeah.
Right? So like I asked, what did your dad do to change, right?
Mhm.
And really, like, obviously, there's always tools that can help you, like writing things down, reading books, whatever. But all you really need is reflection.
Mhm.
And he could very much be doing nothing externally besides just meditating. And those meditations allow him to reflect.
Mhm.
And then you also like if you meditate a lot, you start being more reflective post meditation. It's not just during. It could have literally like been just that. He's wise probably to begin with. He has the desire to change because of what you were saying, because he hit like a low and wanted to change, and then he just meditated, which opened the door for reflection, which is all you need.
Yeah.
And literally nothing else. Maybe, who knows, like maybe if he was journaling, but I wonder if like that's even happening, right? He probably just wanted to change.
Yeah.
Opened the door for reflection through meditation and had a full 180 in character development. You see how
Yeah.
powerful meditation is?
So powerful. So powerful.
Yeah, it allows you to go inward more than you ever could. Everything else about going inward, like there's tools for them. Like people say, like if you want to really get down to why you did things, try these prompts. But those are just tools. Meditation is it in its core. Like you just go inward, and that's such a good, I don't know, like example of like how powerful this can be.
Meditation is number one.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's why you don't see a lot of people meditate.
Oh my
'cause
god,
it's
I'm
hard.
still recording on my camera. I gotta exit that. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. But I don't think I think it stopped recording because after 30 minutes it stops automatically. At least with my Sony. Really? Yeah. It has like a 30-minute slot for ongoing recordings. Also, I think we could wrap it up too. I feel like yeah. Test.
Just a little bit of us sitting here, just like talking while we wrap it up.
Juicy. I love iced coffee.
Okay. Test. Okay.
Test.
But yeah, you were saying it's so powerful.
Yeah, meditation. Honestly, I feel like if I ever decided to have a family of my own, I think I would definitely like implement meditation from a really young age.
Me too.
Because it's something that's hard to learn when you're older.
Yeah, but if you started when you're younger, you can do it.
Yeah, you could do it. so important.
Yeah, it's so random and it's not talked about enough. That's
Yeah.
like hard to pick up when you're older.
Yeah.
But imagine just being a little kid and being told to like do that. Like it becomes second nature. Oh my god, imagine how that kid would grow up.
He's so zen.
Yeah.
So wise.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Muscle Mommies. My name is Audiv,
My name is Nona.
and we're happy that you guys came back to listen to this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, took something with you. If you liked the episode, have anything to say about the episode, don't forget you can review us on Spotify. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Comment on our YouTube videos so we can have like discourse about everything that we discussed. Send us an Instagram DM. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Everything goes such a long way with us.
Yes, and it really helps with like pushing the podcast out so it reaches a greater audience so people could discover us more. So if you engage with us, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.